Hello everyone, this is going to be my Lego Ninjago Season 14 review, and what I'm going to do is I actually had this video made a lot earlier, and I had stuff that I was going to like and dislike, but then eventually I just cut a few stuff out, and then after that I decided to record it now. And I know I was supposed to record this a lot earlier, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to try to get this uploaded as quick as possible. Anyway, so let's just get started. Okay, so Clutch Powers is the big return of this series, like I said in my trailer that I made, and then what ended up happening is he leads Wu and Mizako through the jungle, and they're later claimed to be missing. And then they end up seeing these statues. Now, these statues were used by Native Americans, but they were also used by Mayans. So that was a kind of cool reference. Anyway, but then they turn to life, and they have these swords, and they have the same weapons that Jay uses, I think, it's season and like Arnia uses in season 12. Anyway, so yeah, they've been tracking these criminals, which later foreshadows that Ronin is the real villain of this, as he's the one taking it, and Fugitive also shows up, and yeah. So anyway, then they have this guy back from season 11. I didn't really like his character, and I'm gonna explain more why on that, but yeah. Anyway, so and yeah, and this guy who the ninja had to steal the scroll of forbidden spinjitzu from, and that's how Zane became the Ice Emperor. But yeah, anyways, and then they go to meet this new character who actually knows about the island that took them on, and what ended up happening was they decide to go visit the island, and the problem is that now one thing I love about this the most is that, oh, by the way, I should have said that there's spoilers, but even though I uploaded this late anyway, so I'm done with my recap now, and now I'm going to get onto things I liked and disliked, and then after I'll end the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to explain why I liked some stuff and why I really didn't like some other stuff. So anyway, because I really did not like this season, even though I liked it at the beginning, and you'll see why. So we have these new boats, which I thought was really cool because Ninjago has been using stuff like cars, bikes, jets, and mechs, and dragons even, and it's like so having these boats now makes it so much better because now we're getting like more stuff now inside this, which has barely happened. And then they also get more bikes, but these bikes like they have claws in the front, but yeah, and then they also have sails, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I do like the minifigures now that they have, but it's just always an expectation because the minifigures in Ninjago they look amazing, and yeah. So you see, season 11 was not the best, but one thing though that was good about the suit is that the suit is kind of like the basis for all these other suits that the ninja have going forward. So yeah, so Jay's suit, for example, he has the same blue lines just like these ones, and the belt is the same except for his season 12 one. But yeah, that's because this suit that he has is like a new one that he gets and not that one. So yeah. But if you compare these two, then they have the almost the same. If you notice the features from all the way down there to the little stuff right there, the armor is a little bit different. But yeah, now if you look at Kai's, you see the same thing but with the belt. The belt is on two sides. There's other stuff right here, and then there's this little line right here, and then there's the armor which is for the lion. But yeah, and then yeah, and then there's his mask right here, and it's really cool. Now Lego did use these masks for I think Ninjago season 4, but they also use them for some other seasons too. But it's all over the place. I'm sure you could find it somewhere. The same armor pad is from there again. Now, one thing that I liked about the season 12 minifigures was that you were actually able to have health bars on them, which is cool because back then when I first started this channel, I used to make the characters flip by holding onto their health bars, and then I would just slowly turn them as I was adding a frame. So yeah, that's kind of a reveal, but yeah. Anyway, I did like Kai's armor though from season 13, and that was really amazing. So anyway, we have this now, and yeah. Also, I did make my own version of season 13, but anyway, so and I'll probably link that video at the end anyways. So then what ends up happening is we have these ones right here, and it's the digital stuff, and then we have and then Kai has this band-aid on his head. Now, nobody really knows why he has that, but I'm pretty sure I saw from this one Ninjago book saying how like it had I saw from this one book saying how like Kai got into like a huge fight and then he got like a scar there. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. So then for Zane's is a little bit different because Zane is not using a white belt like he should be. He actually has a cyan or like a blue belt kind of. But yeah. Anyway, his armor is mostly the same except for like he has the armor thing right here, and then he has this silver arm right here, golden right here. They use a lot of gold and silver for season 13. So yeah, I will say though that, but yeah, so they just like covered his armor with gold and stuff. You can even see like if you just compare it, but yeah. Anyway, so then for you can actually see right here Zane's little arc reactor. Oh no, it's not an arc reactor. Zane has this similar arc reactor. For those of you who don't know, Zane has this little thing on his chest, which is why, like, for example, if the electricity goes down in the whole city of Ninjago, he'll still keep running because he has his own power source that he relies on. So you can actually see that right here. And it's actually kind of weird how nobody tries to expose it throughout the fight. Because if you just stabbed Zane with that, then you could actually like get some pretty good hits on him. But yeah. Anyway, his belt also changed the color too, because it changes from this color to that color, which I don't know what that is, but don't blame me. Anyway, and then he also has some cracks on his forehead, which I don't know why, but that's probably from all the fights he's been getting into with criminals and stuff. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, he has his new arc reactor now that kind of like sticks out. It's not really an arc reactor, but I just call it like that because it looks like the arc reactor that Tony Stark uses in Infinity War. So yeah. Also, his armor is also been changing throughout, so I'm excited to see what they do next. But yeah. Now Cole's is a little bit different because the problem with Cole is that Cole's belt they keep changing colors. You see, Cole's color throughout Ninjago is really annoying, like Mia's, because his color usually changes. For example, sometimes he uses orange because there's this weird trend where he uses a lot of orange a lot instead of like other colors. And then for some reason, season 13, he went back to brown. But also in the first season, in the pilot episodes, he used black. So it's like all over the place, and the colors don't really add up. Also, sometimes Cole has like he's usually like sleeveless, or sometimes he's sleeveless and sometimes he's not. In this case, he's not sleeveless. This case, he's not. This kind, I guess he's half, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Also, I will say though, one thing that actually made it harder to film season 13 is because of the arms right here. You can't actually move it backwards. That made it tough to film. Anyway, so if you notice, these suits, especially the digital suits from season 12, these suits are kind of hard to like analyze and go over because these do not really match with the other ones, because this is, like I told you, this is a complete new suit. This wasn't based off of the original one, so they made a complete new one, which Ninjago usually does every single season. They always change the suit and they make it like a whole new one, but now they keep changing it. For some reason, Cole's belt changed from brown to orange somehow. And then anyway, if you notice right here, he has this little strap right here, which ends up getting covered with armor right here. And then you end up having his gold plate armor and all that stuff. And then right here, you have his actual hair. He actually ties it in a little bit of a braid. And then he has an orange headband, which is fine, but yeah. And then he has an orange belt. And then he has some like padding right here too. So yeah, it's pretty good, but yeah. And then he also has the same armor that he has from here, which for example, Zane does not have, Kai has, Jay has, but for some reason Zane does not have. So anyway, Nia is the next one. Now Nia's is kind of also an all annoying thing too, because Nia's color is kind of an issue sometimes. For example, I'm just gonna get this over with. So yeah, Lloyd's is green. Nia's is supposed to be, I don't know, I'll get that later. Cole's is usually black, gray, or orange, which is why I said it's an issue. And then well, not orange, but usually it's like black or gray, one of the two. And then Zane's is always white. Kai's is red. Jay's is blue, and then yeah, that's how it is. So Nia, if you now I know all these suits they look mostly the same, but if you look at Nia from like season 10 or from season 9 or from season 8, if you just go back and like look at her suits then you actually start to notice all the changing colors. At the beginning of Ninjago, when it was first made in 2011, she used to wear mostly red like her brother. But then eventually she started wearing blue colors, which was supposed to symbolize her like relationship with Jay and whatever. And then later on, she has her own color, which was silver, but that's also kind of copying Cole's, which doesn't really make sense. But anyway, so yeah, Nia uses cyan blue, and she also uses silver. So yeah, and then also blue is supposed to reference the water, which is her power. So yeah. Anyway, so Nia's suit right here is makes sense right here because you have the same arm pad from earlier, same thing right here, and then you also have her belt, which I already explained that these suits were made differently when they made it. So yeah. So for some reason, Nia's suit, which is the original one this was based off of, it got covered again with these little straps that come over the side, and then she has like other stuff too. So for example, she has like a lots of stuff in her on her waist that she can like pull out and she can use. But yeah, and then she has a sword in her back, and then she has her braid. And now, one thing that's similar between her suit and Zane's is that hers has a mask, but doesn't have the headband thing that all the other ninja do, like Kai, Jay, and Cole have. So Nia having that one makes things a lot different. Anyway, we're moving on to Lloyd now, the last one. So Lloyd is actually the best one out of all of this. And no, I'm not just saying that because he's the main character. I'm saying that because I love the fact that he has actually more design than any out of all the ninja suits. Lloyd's suit has the most amount of change. In season 11, Lloyd's suit was dark green, but now he has like tropical green almost. But yeah, anyway, his suit in season 11 was changed. In 12 was changed and was doing well. And then after in season 13, he got changed even more, and you started to see all the armor, and they started to make Lloyd more organized now. But in here, they basically just got rid of everything, and they basically tried to make Lloyd insane. So they also had these little markings here, which is what he puts on in one of the episodes. But yeah, the headband in between his hair and stuff looks really cool design. So yeah, but one thing that is very horrible that I don't like about Ninjago Lego sets is because whenever you look at the minifigures, their arms are never printed. Like for example, the body is printed, the legs are printed, but the arms are never printed and the toes are never printed. So you guys got to put more detail into that. Maybe people would start buying it more. Anyway, so yeah. So if you notice, Lloyd over here has a strap, which is what he did at the here, but you can't see because of the golden katana. He had this strap right here that he would like have a little like sign on that he has on his like top of his ninja mask, and then you can see it right here, also right there. And then he also, just like Nia's suit, I think he also has lots of gadgets on there, which I think you can just pull out and use because this is like the 21st century. So yeah, obviously he uses that. Anyway, don't hate at me. Anyway, so one character that I really did not like of the series was Clutch Powers, and Clutch Powers was introduced in season 11, and he was head up as this scientist who like doesn't like to go in. Well, that's because the theme of season 11 was like one of those movies where like people would try to investigate inside like a pyramid or something, and then they would get trapped, and then they have to get out, and then they have to do these like mummies and whatever and stuff like that. And yeah, because you've seen a movie like that somewhere. So that's what they tried to do with him there, and it didn't really work because they kind of made him really annoying. For example, he would never help with the ninja. He was always just set there as like a type of conflict. And I think the reason why they actually did this is because Asphira was really powerful in that season, but Zane was probably too powerful to the point where that Zane could easily defeat him. So obviously they had to throw in some little conflict with Clutch. But anyway, yeah. So I really hope that Clutch Powers does not like show up again. And if he does, then like please do something with him. Either like redeem him or like get rid of him, because like you can actually learn something in both ways. If he's a redeemed, then I can show you that not every bad person you see is just very bad on the inside, because they do have a soft side to themselves. And if he's killed, that'll show you how life is always short and you always want to make up your opportunities. Anyway, so obviously I never liked Clutch Powers, and I hope that he never shows up again. And I'm glad that. And now another thing that I never liked about it was that the episodes were so short. We only had like 4 episodes to deal with, and they were only like 20 minutes long. Not even 20 minutes, like 10 minutes long. So you could have literally just released it as like a 40-minute special, which I don't know why, because Ninjago did receive a lot of hate for the last 40-minute special that they had, Day of the Departed. And then, for example, they should have also done that too. Because now what you did was they basically hyped up the series, and then they only had 4 episodes. Now, right after that is season 15, but I'm not going to include that in this video. So, obviously, yeah. Season 15 is mostly just about where Nia loses her powers, and she has to, like, work with her mother to get them back and all that stuff. So it makes sense, but, like, it doesn't really help. So, yeah. And, like, honestly, though, I was really looking forward to it because I love the jungle effect that they had for this. So I was really wishing that like they had it for a longer span, because then you could have had them live there. Because Ninjago does use jungles a lot, but if they were gonna have an entire season in a jungle, then I would have been grateful, but they didn't. Obviously, but yeah. Anyway, so that was my thoughts. I really did not like season 14, and the reason why I'm not going to do season 14 of my Ninjago series that I have been making with some of my buddies at home is that because I did not like the season. And if you think about it from a financial perspective, you'll see what I mean. You see, making these Lego videos costs lots of money to pay for and to get the minifigures and all the supplies that we need. So obviously, if I did not like the season and it was so short, why would I bother making it? So obviously, but yeah. But I also was gonna take a break because I have lots of testing to do at home anyway. So that is that. And also, after my testing is finished, I will try to make a Falcon and Winter Soldier movie, maybe, or a mini series. I don't know, but I'll try something. And hopefully, I'll get those out a lot faster. And yeah. So anyway, that was all I have for now. Check out my other Lego Ninjago videos. Here is my last video I put on Shang-Chi, and subscribe.